the last WWE pay-per-view of 2018, and with the cards stacked with 11 matches, most of them being pretty awesome, could WWE give us fans an early Christmas present by booking a decent pay-per-view with no bullshit and start the new year with elated fans that can look forward to the Royal Rumble? Well, we hope so, and as always before any pay-per-view, rumours are flying around as to what could happen at this pay-per-view. It's certain that with all the controversies that have happened with this year in the WWE, they want to pull out all the stops to have 2018 go out with a bang. So here we go, 8 shocking last minute rumours for TLC 2018. Number 1. 3 title changes. Since we just had a major pay-per-view with hardly any titles on the line, the only being the Cruiserweight title, WWE is going all out by putting 6 titles on the line this Sunday. Since so many titles will be put on the line, we're bound to see at least 1 title change. Well, according to one source, we might even see 3. This is what Cage Side Seats have recently reported. The only question is which title will change hands and who will retain. Number 2. Finn Balor vs Drew McIntyre cancelled? Recent reports have surfaced that a number of wrestlers have fallen sick this week. One is reported to be Mandy Rose, which would explain why her match against Naomi was cancelled on this week's edition of SmackDown Live. 2 other wrestlers however have been affected on the Raw brand, one being Raw's new head of the women's division, Alexa Bliss. It's currently unknown if she had any major plans, but being absent on the pay-per-view could certainly cause some changes. One major plan that could be affected, however, is the match between Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre, as reports broke out earlier this week that Balor has been taken off the South American tour and missed television due to an illness. Currently, the match is scheduled to go ahead as planned, but Balor's illness could see the match cancelled as he's not been cleared for quote-unquote physical contact. John Pollock of Post Wrestling reports that Balor's illness will require clearance for physical contact, mentioning, Balor isn't dealing with an injury as it's more of an illness that requires clearance for physical contact. If Balor isn't cleared by Sunday, WWE might have no choice but to cancel the match or look for an immediate replacement. Number 3. R-Truth and Carmella will win the Mixed Match Challenge. It's surprising that the 2 teams who had some of the worst scores, 3 losses to 1 win, and the only teams to retain their original partners have miraculously reached the finals of the second Mixed Match Challenge and will meet this Sunday. Despite Truth falling below mid-card status on the Blue brand, he is still incredibly over with his Truth TV segments, pairing up with the Princess of Staten Island and popping the crowd with their dance breaks. It's certain their popularity will overcome the now jobbers of WWE Alicia to gain the number 30 spot in each respective Rumble. Number 4. Ronda Rousey to lose the title. Ronda Rousey has been the top dog of the women's division on Raw as its women's champion ever since winning it at SummerSlam this year, but rumours could suggest her title run may be coming to an end soon. You might recall earlier this year that WWE made a massive deal to bring its Tuesday night show that airs on the USA Network to Fox, making a $1 billion deal in the process and now possibly moving it to Friday nights in 2019. With that amount of money being pumped into the show, this could mean an even bigger production and more exposure. But it seems that Fox is also looking at the mainstream appeal of WWE, and according to Wrestling Inc., Fox wants Ronda Rousey on the Blue brand. It's been reported that Fox has demanded SmackDown Live to have less comedic storylines and also have more emphasis on wrestling itself. Money talks, and it's obvious WWE will bend backwards for their network, agreeing to their demands. Whilst the move is still months away, WWE could be starting the process of at least having her drop the championship and moving over to the brand. Let's not forget that Nia Jax has the help of Tamina on her side, which makes the odds heavily stacked against Rousey. Number 5. Asuka to win the title? After what has been a clearly underwhelming year for Asuka, things could dramatically change for her as the year closes in, as it seems WWE have put more faith in the Empress of Tomorrow in being a main event player on the Blue brand. This became evident after Asuka won the Women's Battle Royal on SmackDown Live and was awarded a place in the first ever Women's Triple Threat TLC match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. But why was she even added into the match? Well, it seems that WWE's head honcho Vince McMahon has grown on the idea of Asuka becoming women's champion due to the reaction she got on SmackDown Live prior to the Survivor Series. When Becky Lynch needed to choose her replacement for the Survivor Series, Vince was surprised to see that Asuka received a louder ovation from the crowd than any other female talent there, including Charlotte Flair. Her championship win could lead to Lynch or Flair winning the Royal Rumble, and this may in turn lead to a huge championship match at WrestleMania. Number 6. Baron Corbin will defeat Braun Strowman. When fans first heard that Baron Corbin will face off against Braun Strowman at TLC, many assumed that this would be an obvious and predictable win for the monster among men. However, it seems that this might not be the case, and Raw's acting general manager might come out as the victor and be awarded with a permanent position. This week's edition of Monday Night Raw showed that WWE have acknowledged that Raw has been abysmal ever since Corbin came into power, but in typical fashion, rather than looking at the problem head-on, WWE will instead try to capitalize on it by placing more heat on Corbin, which could indicate a win at TLC. Even though this was purely speculation on the part of the Wrestling Observer's Bryan Alvarez, he brought up a good point. I look at the way they book when I say these things here. Baron Corbin, Braun Strowman. Everybody thinks that Braun Strowman is going to destroy Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin will be removed as the GM, and Braun Strowman's going to get his championship match at the Royal Rumble. Obviously, it is going to be Braun versus Brock at the Royal Rumble. They don't have to announce that on December 16th, okay? The Royal Rumble is not until another 6 weeks. What are you going to do for 6 weeks of television if you've already built up Braun as champion? I think one way or another, Baron Corbin's winning. Baron Corbin will become the permanent GM of Raw, so get ready everybody. And Braun Strowman's going to find some other way to get his championship match at the Royal Rumble over the next 6 weeks, which of course he will, and he'll still get his title match one way or another. That's what I think is happening here. Number 7. Lars Sullivan to debut. WWE first hyped the debut of the freak who's been dominating NXT at the Survivor Series with a coming soon promo. However, just after his main roster tease, it was revealed by Ringside News that a few years ago, Sullivan made a number of outrageous remarks on certain WWE wrestlers and personalities on a bodybuilding forum. Some included calling out Bobby Lashley to be a steroid user, getting with Ronda Rousey, and making derogatory comments about Raw's commissioner Stephanie McMahon. But it seems that this was overlooked by WWE, as even after the news broke, promos still aired on both SmackDown and Raw, as it's still not been confirmed which brand he will eventually appear on. Bryan Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer believes the big man will have his place on Raw, whilst Aleister Black will end up on SmackDown Live. Whilst having another big man on Raw might not make too much sense, rumours have suggested that Sullivan will debut at TLC and interfere in the match between Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman, screwing any chances of Braun winning. The way they built up Braun Strowman over the last few weeks, this could be the only possible way that Corbin will win. And number 8. Dean Ambrose will win the Intercontinental Championship. Whether you want to refer to Dean Ambrose's new look to be similar to Bane from the Batman series or Psycho Mantis from Metal Gear Solid, one thing's for sure is that his heel character has been a refreshing change. This feud between him and Seth Rollins is a personal feud, one that has become more than just winning a championship. Nevertheless, rumours have circulated that Rollins is set to drop the Intercontinental Championship to Ambrose this Sunday. Now this is all for good reason, as the Architect could be given a spot in the main event against Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer recently mentioned on the upcoming plans. While Vince McMahon has been in a shaking up plans mood, Lesnar is right now scheduled to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I haven't been directly told Lesnar is beating Strowman again, as that would make his third singles pay-per-view win over Strowman. However, Lesnar vs Rollins is scheduled to play off Roman Reigns in some fashion, so Reigns' name and illness are scheduled to continue to be used in storyline going forward. Though WWE have taken a step back not to name drop Roman Reigns to get heat, Rollins dropping the title at TLC could see him propelled back into the main event. The two have faced off against each other before in several encounters, but Rollins has yet to pin Brock Lesnar. He was defeated at 2015's Royal Rumble, he pinned Reigns to get the win at WrestleMania 31 and lost by DQ at Battleground in the same year. Perhaps this could be the time Rollins pins the Beast to get the win and become the new Universal Champion at WrestleMania 35. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.